Welcome into Idaho Central Arena. I'm Justin Russo, joined by Steelheads captain Nick Canade. Nick, we're finally home. How good does it feel to be home?
Oh, it feels great. I know we were talking a little bit earlier, but just crawling into your own bed and that kind of sigh of relief. But it's been a tough month there on the road, and we're excited to be home. We're excited to be playing at home in front of our fans, and got about a month here, so pretty excited about it.
We've earned a month here. It's been about a month on the road. Before that, had the couple games against Wichita, of course, but a lot of road hockey in the last month or so. When you look back on the stretch of the season with all that road hockey that took place, how do you kind of compartmentalize? How do you think about it now that it's over?
Yeah, it's been a tough 4 weeks for sure. We've been obviously not producing the way we've wanted to over the last couple of weeks here, but I thought we took a good stride there in Allen to end the road series and took 3 or 4 points on the road, and now we got 3 series at home where we can really take care of business and set ourselves up right for playoffs.
One thing that I talked to a lot about with some of you guys at the halfway point of the season, right after All-Star break, was things you wanted to improve upon in the second half. And a lot of you guys said, okay, the defensive metrics, want to shut down teams a little better. I mean, you look at the last 2 weeks at the very least, allow 3 goals per game to Norfolk, you allow 2 goals in regulation, if you will, to Allen. They pick up 1 in a shootout. It seems to be a better defensive game for you guys lately.
Absolutely, I agree. I think, systematically we've done a great job of getting to where we want to be after Christmas, and really focusing on the details and keying in on those to get to where we are now. And like you said, we're not giving up many goals. I don't think we're losing games because of that. Systematically we've been good. Defensively, I think we've been good and solid too. So continue that going on into these series at home and see where it goes.
Been a lot of flux, of course, in the lineup in the past month or so, really since we got on the road. Brendan Hoffman going up, Jake Boltman just went up. You bring in a guy like Jack Adams. As a captain, I wonder, how do you manage all those different things and those moving pieces in the locker room?
Yeah, I've never kind of been a part of it from the captain's side. Obviously over the last 3 years in Boise, it's ever changing. There's guys that get called up. There's so many injuries in this league and things that go on throughout a season where there's so many different guys rostered. And I think just, welcoming in everybody with open arms and kind of getting them into the culture that we have here in Boise and just, leaning on them to, if they need anything from us, we give them whatever they need. And Adams has been a great piece. He's a great human being. He's awesome off the ice, and he's really good on the ice as well.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Jack Adams too. He's coming into the locker room already kind of fitting into that culture, and you played a couple games with him already over the course of that weekend against Allen. How do you like his game, and I guess more as a person, kind of like you said, his fit in the locker room?
Yeah, firstly, I'm very, very impressed with how he is on the ice, his attitude on the bench, and the positive mindset that he carries around with him, and just so easy to get along with off the ice. He's funny and he's a character for sure. So he's been a great addition. His on ice play speaks for itself. He's a big body who isn't afraid to get into the dirty areas and is a great presence near the net and around the net.
I have to imagine for a new guy like that, it's kind of comforting for you to see that he's already engaged on the bench, not afraid to jump into the room, jump into the group, and be vocal like that.
Absolutely. And he's played in this league here for a while, and he knows the ins and outs of this league. And, he's got a lot of guys in our locker room as well that he's known before getting to Boise. So that definitely helps with, getting comfortable and quickly, adjusting into our roster here. And he's done a great job of that.
Speaking over the weekend against Allen, you, of course, had a key goal in one of those games, the shootout loss that you guys suffered. But take me through that goal, and Jack Adams a part of that play as well. You guys finding some offense late.
Yeah, I think me, Jack, and Jader were just really rolling throughout the game. And it was kind of, I don't think we started that line at the beginning of the game, but switched into it later in the game, and we really worked together well. And it was only a matter of time, I thought, for one of us to find the net, and punter had a great shot on net. 3 of us were net front, exactly where we should be. And
someone's going to get it.
Yeah, the puck bounced right out and a wide open cage to put it in. So that one felt good.
You talk about those 2 games against Allen and kind of getting those 2 wins at the tail end of the road swing, kind of leading into this homestand. How important was it to finish off on a high note against Allen?
Very important. Allen's a team we most likely see in the playoffs here, and we're trying to keep them away from us in the standings. So to get 3 or 4 points on the road against them is, big for us. I thought it was 2 games that felt really like playoffs. They were very tight scoring games, and both teams played very good defensively, and they're not a easy team to beat. So that was good for our confidence in our program here.
Steelheads' magic number right now sits at 10 points. Any combination of Steelheads points gained and Thunder points lost will help you into the postseason. Are you looking at that stuff right now? Are you paying attention more to the standings? I know that's my job, but do you guys as players do?
Yeah, I just kind of try and focus one day at a time, and Obviously we've put ourselves in a good spot here to where we don't really have to think about grinding for a playoff spot. We just, have to continue to play good hockey and come out with some wins, and the rest will take care of itself. So for me personally, not really thinking about it too much, but, obviously we're, I think, 12 games away from playoffs here.
Yeah.
So doing everything we can to kind of switch that mentality to playoff hockey and doing all the right things in what we need to do in the postseason.
Of course, it has been a tough month or so on the road for you guys, but you still sit in a pretty good spot in the standings, all things considered. So how nice is it to look back on maybe those points you banked earlier in the season and think, all right, we're still in a good spot?
Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, we've put ourselves in a spot where we could afford to lose games like that.
Yeah.
Obviously that doesn't make it right, and it doesn't feel good to be losing, but obviously we got to kind of turn the page here and just focus on what we can do from here on out. And I think it's always good for a team to face a little bit of adversity. I mean, we were winning a lot of hockey games throughout the middle part of the season, and obviously ran into a little bit of a slump here.
Yeah.
And obviously not dwelling on it, but focusing on what we did wrong and how we can fix it and kind of bring that into the next games here.
You guys are going to be focused on the Tulsa Oilers over the course of this week. I think a lot of the fans are going to be focused on the jerseys you're wearing to face the Tulsa Oilers, the Boise Bigfoot jerseys. First up, just your impressions of them. I know you got to see them already.
Yeah, so cool. I think it's going to be exciting to kind of whole rebrand here with the Steelheads, and we're excited to wear those jerseys this weekend. And obviously it all goes to a great cause. We work very closely with St. Luke's, and I think all these jersey, the support that we can get from the fans and the community of Boise to donate as much as we can to St. Luke's. It's really, really cool to see.
Speaking of St. Luke's, you were on a hospital visit last week over to the Children's Hospital over there. How important was that for you to get back over there? I know you've done it in recent years as well, but to kind of give back in that way.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I've been here for 4 years. I try to do it every year. I have done it every year.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, puts into perspective how lucky we are and fortunate we are, and to kind of give back. And it goes a long way when we go over there and seeing the smiles on the kids' faces, and it's so cool to see, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Last one for you, St. Patty's Day today. Any plans?
I got to go home and call my Nana. Shout out Nana. It's her birthday, March 17th. Obviously your birthday too. But nothing, obviously the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have one beer at home. But what about you? You got any plans?
There's going to be some fun had tonight. We'll leave it at that. I got a game tomorrow too, so we got to focus on the Tulsa Oilers as well.
Yes, sir.
Some fun to be had tonight for St. Patty's Day, and then we'll get to business coming up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Nick, thanks for your time. Best of luck this week.
Thanks a lot, Reese.